Hey guys, so Hyliion has a very important week this or next week, depending on when you're watching this video. On May the 11th, after the bell, Hyliion is going to report their first quarter earnings, and we got a lot to talk about. So I recently released a lot of very positive videos on Hyliion. I'm pretty bullish on the company as a relatively high risk spec stock, and I gained some new subscribers because of it. However, this is not a Hyliion can do no wrong channel. If Hyliion does some of the things that I'm about to talk about, I am going to talk shit about the company. You can count on that. So the first thing I want to talk about is what doesn't matter to me. Now, I know you've been through the same stock market I've been through this past week. It's been pretty freaking crazy. There are companies this past week and the week before that have reported fantastic earnings like Amazon, Apple, Tapestry, but the stock has dropped since then, like considerably. What I'm trying to say is we can't look to the stock price by itself as an indicator as to whether Hyliion has a good or bad earnings report Tuesday. But there are some things I definitely will be paying attention to. For starters, this right here. So this is their overview presentation that Hyliion gave to investors when they went public towards the end of 2020. And there's one thing I want to point out in particular. 2021, their estimates. They're estimated to sell 300 units total of their hybrid, and they're expected to post $8 million in revenue. They're expected to make $8 million in revenue this year, according to their roadmap. Analysts, on average, are expecting $370K in revenue. Now, I know Hyliion has evidence of actually selling units. For example, according to their fourth quarter financial results, and this is important for a reason, for the year 2020, they achieved their goal of installing 20 hybrid electric units that they did not book revenue for. For whatever reason, they chose not to book the revenue for this work that they have completed in 2020. Not only that, but they posted very publicly on Twitter that they installed at least 7, that's what's in this pic, at least 7 hybrid units for NGV Global Group. So what I'm trying to say is revenue. I better see some revenue this quarter. Like, Hyliion has no reason not to post revenue. Now, I don't know if they're going to get 370K, but I hope they do. But I better see something. I don't want to hear of any excuses like, we installed these units, but we decided not to book revenue. That is not only a huge psychological blow if they do, but that's a red check mark in my book. That's a red check mark in my book. Now, I'm not going to sell Hyliion if that happens, but I will talk shit. Well, unless they have a damn good reason not to be booking revenue. So first thing, revenue, I need to see it. So the second thing I want to hear is an update, preferably a positive one, on the development of their Hypertruck ERX. They are expected to roll out their customer demo in late 2021, and they're expected to go full commercial in 2022. Now, I've been keeping update to their Twitter, and so far they seem to be on track. I don't see any reason why they'd be falling behind schedule. At least they haven't made any announcement that they have. But there is one thing that does scare me a little bit, and that's this right here. Experiencing commercialization delays, but on track to deploy units in 2021. Now, maybe I'm just grasping at straws here. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I work in tech, and I work on a lot of projects. This is the kind of thing I would say to a customer to placate them if I was seriously running behind on a project, significantly so. So, I mean, we don't know how bad these delays are, but apparently they're bad enough that they felt they needed to mention them in their official report. So that does scare me a little bit. So I definitely want to hear some positive developments on this project. Like, we don't know how far Tesla is, on rollout of their semi. I think they're supposed to roll it out on 2021. We don't know if they're going to fall behind or not. I know they've been falling behind on some projects, like their facility in Germany. We don't know if the semi is going to be on time or not. So far, it is. But the point I'm trying to make is that, like, Hyliion's got competition right behind them. Like, if they delay the ERX and Tesla releases the Semi, and Tesla gets there first with their far, the far greater amount of capital that Tesla has, Hyliion's going to be hurting a little bit. That's going to be a little rough. So we got revenue, we got ERX development. The third thing that I want to see or hear on this earnings report is customers. I want to see some evidence of pre-orders. Now, one thing we do know, and this was part of their presentation in 2020, is that a company called Agility has pre-ordered 1,000 ERXs. So we do have that, but that we already knew about. I want to see some new customers, like some of these target customers. I want to see some of them, talk about being on board or, expressing some interest in Hyliion. Now, it's not a deal breaker if Hyliion doesn't mention any on this earnings report, but it's more of a nice to have. Now, to Hyliion's credit, recently they formed a Hypertruck Innovation Council to advance electrification solutions for the commercial transportation industry. And these are with some big name customers like Agility, American Natural Gas, Anheuser, Busch, Greenpath Logistics, and many others. And these are all potential customers, people that could buy the products. And this collaboration will help the ERX along its path to commercialization and get more eyes on the product. Spreading the hopefully good news around to the industry. So to Hyliion's credit, this thing is happening for it. I just want to hear some more developments in their earnings report. So how am I going to play this? Well, if I like everything I hear in the earnings report and the price is stupid enough to drop, well, I will go back to buying. Like, my position in Hyliion is already built. I don't have any need to buy any more shares, but if this is like a 10 out of 10 earnings report and the price drops, I will be a conviction buyer. Now, if Hyliion misses on one or more of the things we talked about, regardless of stock price, like if Hyliion doesn't book revenue and gives some bullshit reason, if Hyliion reports a delay on the ERX, or if Hyliion doesn't, report an increase in customer interest, like any new pre-orders and stuff like that, that's going to be some red check marks. Now, I'm not going to sell out of Hyliion right away, but I will talk shit, first of all, and I won't be buying any more shares. And that's no matter what happens to the stock price. If they report a shitty earnings report, but the stock goes up 20%, I'll still be mad. So as far as my next Hyliion video, they have earnings after the bell Tuesday. However, Tuesdays are generally big days for me as far as my first job and the gym and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll get a video out that Wednesday morning, or if not, definitely Thursday morning. But you'll definitely get a video from me regarding this earnings report. But anyways, take care, have a great day, and eat your vegetables.